welcome back to our channel, WaY out here. Today we're gonna make a scarecrow, this scarecrow to be exact. And the reason I'm making a scarecrow is because we've had hawks coming in and taking our baby ducklings, and all the reading I've done says that a scarecrow can help with that. So I mean, we might as well try it, right? So it's not gonna hurt anything. So stick around if you want to see how I made this guy. It's gonna be a long video, but I fast forward through the boring parts, hopefully, or the parts that don't need explanation. But yeah, this guy's pretty sturdy, he's pretty secure, and I'll list everything that I used to make this guy in the description box below. So these are the supplies I'm gonna use to make our scarecrow. We've got some old clothes, a couple of 6 foot long dowel rod poles. I think they're curtain rods. We got them from Home Depot. I'm going to put the skeleton owl out there. You probably use the twine. I've got this old coffee bag here that I'm going to use to make the head, construct the head out of. I'll link where I got this. There's a company that I buy my coffee from that sells these, and they're like $5 each. So pretty good deal. And then I've got some straw. I don't know which kind I'll use. I might use both. I don't really know yet. But yeah, so this will be what we use to make the scarecrow, to try to attempt to scare the hawks away so we lose less baby ducks in the future, and for right now, even while we still have a couple little ones left. Alright, so how I'm going to start this project is I'm going to take this shirt, and I'm pretty sure it needs to be a long sleeve shirt, and in the future I might put like a flannel over this to make it look better, or more like scarecrow-y, but I don't know. For now, I'm going to take this shirt and I'm going to put it on my smaller, I got 2 of these. You can see this one's not nearly as wide, but they're both 6 feet long, so I may trim this one down too. But for now, I'm going to slide this in here. And I think I'm going to just screw this all together as is, so that it doesn't come apart as easy. So I'm going to string the shirt onto my large dowel, large-ish dowel, the smaller of the 2. So I think this big one is a curtain rod from a closet, so if anyone's interested. So I think what I'll do is probably put the screw in right here through the back, so it screws the shirt in place. And I actually may not cut this one at all. And then I'm going to put this guy in here, enough space to get some sort of a head on there. And I'm going to screw this together like this. So this will be my first step. So I'm going to take this down to the shop, get a screw put in this, get it set up together, and then I will come back and show you what I do next.
So she wants this to be across here, basically. So in order for it to not wiggle back and forth, I need to drill a groove in this piece of dowel here. In order to do so, use a piece of wood. Doesn't have to be perfect.
Just the scarecrow after all.
Alright, so you can see here, I'm going to drill a hole basically in the center of this. I'm not sure how well this is going to go, but gotta set the worked surprisingly well.
That went very well. Look at you.
So now the round dowel fits perfectly in here, it doesn't wobble as much. So we'll set this on center and put a screw in it.
Let me get the shirt on it first.
Okay.
All right.
Pulled right through the cloth.
Oh, did it rip? I can tie it up.
I can do a washer if you want.
I can tie it. Just screw the pole on. I will tie it with the twine that I bought. We got the twine to sew the burlap for making the head. So since it ripped through and it ripped the back of the shirt, we're not going to screw the shirt to it. I'm just going to use some twine and tie it up that way. It should still work. We're going to find out either way. Yeah.
There you go.
There is my Scarecrow, well, my beginning, like the structure of the Scarecrow. So let's go finish this guy. All right, so this is what I have to work with. There's the twine I'm going to use. But I think I'm going to have to start stuffing and put the pants on first so I know where I need to tie it off at the top. Because I'll probably have to sew the head directly to the structure of this and the shirt. So we'll just see. I guess we're going to start stuffing and we'll see what happens. Alright, so let's start stuffing this guy. I did have... thought I brought out some scissors. Nobody with scissors. Fast forward. Okay, got my scissors. I'm going to cut into this bag of straw. I think I'm going to use this one because this one is open more than the other one. Let's put that there. Get that out of the way. And we're just going to slice this. Over. And this is compressed straw. So there should be plenty in here, but I got a second bag just in case. So, before I stuff it, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie off each of the ends with my twine where the, like, the wrists of the shirt are. That way it stays in there. I cannot find the end of this. Alright, we'll make an end and then... Okay, so I'm going to tie this off, spread it out. I'm gonna not stretch it out really far because I want it stuffed big to look big. I think I want this to look like a big scary scarecrow because that's what's gonna keep hawks away. Alright, and same thing on this side. Give it about the same amount of space. Okay, and I'm going to tie off the neck here and then build the head around it since he couldn't get the shirt to get screwed onto the pole. So I'm just gonna use my twine, tie it around here like so. Alright, and now let's get to stuffing. Right, so now I think I'm gonna put the pants on this guy and then cinch the waist in so I know how much more straw I need for the body. Just choose one leg to thread your pants onto. Okay, so I just picked this knee because this one's ripped. I can tie this off. But you put the pants on this guy. And this is a big mess. So as you can see, there's straw literally everywhere. So this may be a project to do outside for sure. Okay.
Yeah, there's hay everywhere.
I'm gonna stuff a little more in the back.
Super sunny today.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. And now we're gonna start to stuff these pants.
We're gonna stuff the pants.
I'll stuff the legs from the bottom probably because I'm gonna cut them off. Let's do.
There's hay everywhere. He
Actually,
definitely did.
let's do this. Let's tie off the bottom of the shirt. Let's go around the pole underneath. I know that's hard to see, but around the pole underneath. Tie off this shirt. Nice and tight. And I'm not going to cut this twine because it's underneath. I don't need to. Okay. And then I think what I'll do is use this twine to make like a belt. And I'm going to thread it through these pants. Find my loop underneath. Okay. This one. Alright, I think I've threaded that through correctly.
I'm pretty sure you did too.
So now let's finish putting hay in here. Looks like these pants are really heavy, so I'm going to try something. I don't know if this will work, but I'm going to try to loop through the pants here, double up, over the shoulder, and back down through here to try to keep these pants on a little better. So, as with everything, as always, I always say, this is trial and error. You are not going to know what works unless you do this. And this is my first time building this. And this is basically only needed to keep hawks away from our baby ducks. So, if this is successful, which a lot of articles I've read, people have been successful at keeping hawks away using a scarecrow.
Which is a good thing.
So that means if that's the case, then good. Shoot, that's not long enough. Let's go single. All right. All right, I'm gonna stand it up and see if that holds. I think it's gonna hold. So I'm just gonna loop these around, both the front loops and the back loops, and then we'll come back and start videoing more of the stuffing. Okay, so I just used twine here, doubled through these loops on the back, up over, tied it to the pole up here, and I did the same thing in the front. I used these loops, almost like suspenders, tied them to my pants. That way I can continue to stuff now, and I think it's gonna hold better. So what I'm gonna do is actually slice this knee open, shove in here, tie those off at each knee, and then tie the ankles off when I'm done with the ankles. So we're gonna lay it down again.
So we can stuff his pants.
Yep, I'm gonna tie this leg off so that the hay doesn't continue to fall down this leg like it's doing. It'll stay up there. So it's hard to tie over those patches. It's okay. Get it tied off there.
It'll work.
And then I'm also going to tie off, well, actually this leg doesn't have the pole in it, so I think I'll just stuff this leg and tie it off at the bottom when I'm done. So let me grab my straw. All right. see if we can get it to stand up well.
All right.
So far, so good.
He's super tall.
So, kind of low on some spots for some hay, but it's not too bad. It looks human enough that hopefully it'll scare some hawks. I'm going to stuff this back a little more though, just to even it out.
He's looking good so far.
Well, that's our overall structure. I think now we're going to have to move on to making the head. Okay, so here's my coffee bag. I think because there's a fold here in the burlap and this is all sewn on each side, I think I might do my head this way. So I may just cut here down to here. That way I can gather it and tie it around that neck. If I mess this up, I have more coffee bags, but I think that this might be the best way to go. So let's try it and see what happens.
Just gotta cut the bag.
So I'm hoping I can stuff this and then bring it all together here, and that will be a large enough head. But the only way we're going to know is to start stuffing. our finished head. I think that'll be pretty good.
Should be good for now.
It's not perfect, but it doesn't have to be. It's just to scare away critters. So I think I'm going to use this as the top. So if I need to, I can stick a hat on with this. So I'm going to try to use this part to tie around my pole. See if I can get the pole in here in some way to get this right there. To get this on the head. So time to cut more twine. So I'm ready to tie it up. And let's see if this will work. Okay.
Looks good.
I'm going to turn it so we have a spot we can like paint a face on.
There he is. The big Scarecrow.
Alright, I'm just tying this on as tight as I can get it from the back. And I'm doing several knots. I'm going to wrap it back around the front and tie it again. Just to make sure this head is secure. And then what I'm going to do is take my strings. Come back here, buddy. And these are the strings I tied here to keep the head on. These are the ones that are tying the body and the legs up to the body. So I'm going to try to tie them all together. Just for security purposes. I don't know if that'll help make it stronger, but it can't hurt. I don't think anyway. Plus we'll get some of these strings tied up and out of the way. Alright, so that's what I have so far. Looks like we've got a head.
Got a head,
Right
got a
there.
body, got pants,
I'm gonna
and
try to
got
stick
very
this
well
on
fit.
better. I think, all things considered, that's pretty good. So, I think the next step is to figure out how we're going to stick them in the ground, and then we can do the finishing touches. Alright, so we're going to continue working on this guy a little bit. So this is the back here. I think I want a little more, I don't know, I think I want a little more stuffing in the arms. So I'm just going to untie my twine here, stuff the arms a little more, and then I will get working on securing a hat, painting the head, getting this a little more done. Somehow, what I have, this is what I have for a hat. It's just this old straw black hat that doesn't stay on my head very well anymore. It's pretty big for me, so I'm going to put it on my Scarecrow. Actually, not too bad. Let's put it here.
Actually, sort of fits.
Let's cinch it on. Yeah, so see this little, that thing doesn't work, so I'm going to have to tie this on somehow. But let's get to doing that. Maybe I'll get my twine. So I turned it around facing front now so I could see what this looks like facing forward. But I'm going to try to secure this hat here under the chin. Secure it to the back. Alright, so here's what I have. It's pretty heavy. It's a little lopsided, but I'm not really that worried about that. So what I want to do next is lay him back down because I want to paint a face on here and I want to get some accessories put on it. Alright, so this just does not feel quite tight enough to me for the head being attached. So I'm going to use my needle again and my twine, and I'm going to try to attach this a little bit better, like through the shirt, maybe around. I'm not sure yet, but let's just see what I can come up with here. Alright, let's see. Stand him up. Oh, that's a lot better. So, you may want to put the hat back a little. But that's good. That'll be good to put a face here. I could do that, or I could pull the head forward a little more this way. So I'll probably pull the head forward a little more and then start working on a face. Alright, I'm just gonna cinch this is the back of the head. I'm gonna just pull this down this way so his head will sit up a little bit more. I don't think it needs to go up a lot more, but I like that look of it being a little bit less droopy of a scarecrow face. Flip him over, and we are probably going to work on a face. Alright, so he still leans forward, which is fine. We're going to paint a face. I'm going to use just acrylic paint, black, paper plate, and a brush to do this, and I'm just gonna paint like a standard face. I'm not gonna get like too intense. that's the face I have come up with. The next step is to stand it up and see how it looks. So Duckling, come here, hold this. Hold this. I want to stand him up and see how the face looks. Alright, this is our Scarecrow. How's it look?
It looks good.
I like him. I think it looks good. Looks big and menacing, which is the goal.
He's big.
We're going to have to get the husband to help me figure out how we're going to stake this in the ground. This is heavy and awkward. But first, let's do the last finishing touch. Okay, so I have this, which is this boneyard skeleton owl that, if you guys saw my Come to Tractor Supply with Me video, I got this at the dollar store. I originally was going to paint this and just put it out in the duck yard, but I think I'm not going to paint it, and I think I'm just going to stick this on the shoulder of the Scarecrow to add a little spook to it, little fall Halloween-y type decoration, and call this a Scarecrow until we get him stuck in the ground. So I think I'm going to get twine, tie him to this shoulder because this one's stuffed quite a bit less, but this shoulder might be better because the head leans this way. So yeah, let's just see what works. Let's just get some twine going and let's attach this guy.
Yeah.
Let's just do it. See how well this guy stands up. If he doesn't stand up well, we'll have to think of something else.
All right. You bet I'm ready.
Alright, let's stand it up.
Ooh.
He's kind of fallen. What do you think?
It looks good.
You like it?
Yeah.
Alright. Let's get this dude in the ground, Mr. Scarecrow.
All right.
Alright, he's gonna stake my Scarecrow into the ground here. You're just gonna use some wire to stick my Scarecrow to this post right here. I'm going to help hold it in place while he does that. You ready? Alright, he's staked to the ground. We're gonna use some floral wire. That's all I'm gonna do to try to get this guy to stand up a little better. Alright, he's gonna help me secure my bone guy a little bit better. My skeleton owl. Well, that's our Scarecrow, the finished product, and I just stacked up some bones down below and put some bones on him to spook him up a little bit for, you know, the season ahead. Plus, I like spooky things, so it works out. So that's how we make a Scarecrow, and thank you for joining us on our channel, and we hope you come back and watch more, and please consider liking and subscribing, and make a comment if you need any further clarification. Thanks for watching. Bye!